Hey everybody, welcome back to Runaway Roses. I'm Carla.
And I'm Todd. And today we just want to give you a little tour on what we use to strap down the truck camper to our truck and what we use to haul a trailer. We've had a lot of questions about both of those, so we figured we'd show you. So let's get to it. So since we've had 3 truck campers now and we've sold 2 of them, and in the process of selling 2 of those truck campers, we had repeated questions of what does it take to haul a truck camper. So we figured we'll just show you what we use. There's multiple ways of doing it, but what we use does seem to work pretty well for us. So we figured just kind of give you the rundown. We're out camping, we're doing a little 4-wheeling. We're at Rock Hollow Campground at Winrock Park in Tennessee, and figure, well, we got everything set up. Let's just give you the rundown and check it out. So what we use to haul the truck camper, basically we use the torque lift mounts, the frame mounts. So we have these on all 4 corners. These mounts will they're actually removable. So if you don't want it on your truck all the time, so when you're not at home, you don't need the mounts, then you can just take them off. They just come out with the simple pin, and then you slide the pin back through and lock it on. So those torque lift mounts work really well. There's some play in it just because it makes it easy to slide in and out, but once you lock it down, it's good and tight. So that's what we use on all 4 corners. They bolt on to the frame, so they're quite easy to use. And they're fairly easy to install. And I've done it myself on multiple vehicles, and if you're somewhat handy, you can put those on. And then for the tie downs, basically a turnbuckle, we use the fast gun. And they're real easy to use. They just have a lever and it hooks up here. I'll show you that here in a moment. It's easier than using like chain and old style turnbuckle, and although you can do that, and some people I'm sure do, with the fast guns, all you got to do is just hook it up there on the camper, let the tension out of it, and then just line up the hook on the bottom, and then basically you just kind of snug it up, and then you want the bottom to move about 1/4 inch, and then you just lock it down. You take the pin that comes with it, put that back in there, and lock it down, and you're good to go. So it's super fast, super easy, and they work great. So we use those on all 4 corners along with the torque lift tie downs, and this is a torque lift product as well. We got all this on eTrailer, so we'll put a link below for that if you're interested in that. And highly recommended. Kind of pricey, yeah, but they are easy to use and way better than dealing with chain and all that. So that's that. That's how we tie down the truck. Let's go check out the camper or the trailer. Let's go see how we hook that up. Okay, so there's our trailer and Carla's 4-wheeler. Carla, show us your 4-wheeler. What do you got?
I got a Can-Am Outlander XMR 570 XMR.
Yeah, that's right. 570 XMR. Sweet. She's been tearing it up all weekend, putting a bunch of miles on it. So this is our trailer that we use to haul both of our 4-wheelers. And we have to use an extension behind the truck in order for it to reach out underneath the camper. So here we are behind the camper, taking a look at the trailer setup. You can see we have a weight distribution hitch on there, and it's connected to a long extension underneath the truck. So let me climb underneath that and show you a little bit closer what we use and why it's worked so well for us. So underneath the camper we have this extension there. It connects to our hitch. Our hitch has the 2.5-inch receiver. So this extension is a 48-inch extension. However, it will also be at 41 or 48 inches. So right now, I use it at the 41 inch mark. The tongue weight at 41 inches is stronger than at 48 inches. At 48 inches, I think it's 400 pounds tongue weight. At 41 inches, it's 500 pound tongue weight. So that's where I put it. As you can see, I use a hitch clamp up there on the, I'm gonna zoom in there and check that out, and it works really well. It just keeps the hitch from bouncing up and down, keeps it good and solid. And then I also use chains to tie it to the left and the right on each side. The chains keep the hitch from going side to side, while the hitch clamp keeps it from going up and down, so it works out real well. These turnbuckles here, I do want to replace these with some looped end kind without the hook. Although I've used these for quite some time and they've worked great. And they don't come loose. I keep them, the chains good and tight, so never had a problem with that, but I am going to replace those. So I do have to run an extension for the 7-pin plug to reach back up to the bumper in order to hook the standard 7-pin plug on the trailer with the trailer brakes. So if you're going to go with this setup, you're going to have to order one of those 7-pin extensions for that. So let me climb back out underneath the camper and take a little closer look at the trailer. On our trailer setup, it's pretty basic. Basically we just have a 2-inch ball, standard ball on the trailer. I use a easy lift weight distribution hitch, and that seems to be working real well. Just mounted the mounts on the frame and snug that down. Nothing too different here. I do use another hitch clamp on the front because this is a 2-inch hitch that goes into a 2-inch receiver, although this receiver, which basically goes into the hitch on the truck, is a 2.5-inch. So from the truck it reduces it down to a 2-inch hitch. So I use a hitch clamp on this to take the play out of this hitch on the extension. So, and that works great. I love these hitch clamps. I got 2 extras at home. I love them so much. So but I use them every time I get a chance. So if you've never used one, I highly recommend you checking that out. You can look at our old video. We'll post that, and you can check that out and see, you know, what they do and how they work. But other than that, basically just a typical chain setup. I cross the chains and that's it. So that basically gives the, you know, the 4 foot or so, 4 or 5 foot that you need overall to get the hitch out from underneath the truck camper, so you can pull a trailer, a boat, or whatever it is you're going to pull. They do make a hitch setup called the Super Truss, which has a receiver and a hitch that's super strong. It's way stronger than the one I'm using, but it's made more for pulling heavy stuff. If you're going to pull a heavy boat or, you know, a car or something like that, then you definitely want to look into getting one of those. I would like to get one of those one day, but so far this is working pretty well. On this extension that I use, since I use it at the 41-inch mark, it's rated for 500 pounds of tongue weight. But if you use a weight distribution hitch with it, then that 500 pound jumps up to 750 pound tongue weight. So that's why I've actually added this. Although we weren't over the 500 pound weight with our 4-wheelers, it was getting pretty close, and I just like to, out of an abundance of caution, make sure I got plenty of room and I'm just, you know, I don't have to worry about it. And with the weight distribution, we're good to go. Although one day I would like to upgrade to the Super Truss. So that's our trailer set up here. We've got a few more things we want to show you, so let's go check them out. Here is the full unobstructed view of our trailer and hitch setup. So we got the factory 2.5-inch receiver, and then we have the 41 to 48-inch extension, and on that extension we have the hitch clamp, the 2.5-inch hitch clamp, to hold that from bobbling around, going up and down. I did add the chains. Those aren't required on there per this extension, but I like to use them just to be a little extra safe. It keeps the extension from going side to side, while the hitch clamp keeps it from going up and down. And then we go on out to the hitch, to the trailer, and in this case we are using the weight distribution hitch with a 2-inch ball, because that's what the trailer requires. And then just, of course, just cross the chains, hook the chains up, and hook the 7-pin cord up. And I did have to add the extension for the 7-pin plug, and I think that's, I don't know, it's like a 5-foot cord, 5 or 6 foot. I think it's 6-foot cord. I'm not sure. So that's it. That's the full setup for our trailer. And there's many options, I'm sure, but this one is ours, and it seems to be working just fine. As I mentioned, I like to do things out of an abundance of caution. Sometimes a little overkill. Some of y'all will probably think I'm crazy, but this is just the way I do things, and you certainly don't have to. But I'm of the opinion that if you have a trailer that's a tandem axle trailer, if you got 4 tires, you need 2 spare tires. So that's what we carry, 2 spare tires. So, you know, on some of my other trailers, you know, if I got, you know, if it's got 1 axle, 1 spare tire, 2 axles, 2 spare tires. It's just the way we roll on that. So, because you never know, you can blow out 2 tires all at the same time if you run over something bad. So, and one last thing that we wanted to show you, and it's really cool, and it's how we tie down our 4-wheelers. And you could use this for tying down anything. So let's go check that out. We were approached by a company called Strapinno, and the reason that they contacted us was because I'm assuming they've seen us haul our trailer with our ATVs and figured, you know, that we could check something out that they had. So they asked us to review some tie down ratchet straps that they sell. So we checked them out, and they're really cool. They're not just a typical ratchet strap. So that's really what I'm digging about it, is it's retractable. So you don't have that big giant tail when you tie down something. You ratchet it down and have that big tail. That's so you got to tie it in a knot somewhere. And they worked great. And we've been several hundred miles with them now. I wanted to, you know, definitely try them out before we go talking about them. And you know what? I'm thrilled. I'm probably gonna have to buy some more. And yeah, I mean, they gave us a little sample set, and it's great, and we appreciate that, but I'm definitely going to buy some more because these things work great. So let me show you how they work. But on the samples that they did send us, what I like about them is one has a clip and one doesn't. And they sent us a few of each, but when we strap down our 4-wheelers, it takes a bunch of straps. So, like I said, I'm going to have to buy some more. But let me hook up Carla's 4-wheeler and just show you how they work. All right, I'm just going to strap down the front of her 4-wheeler just to give you an example. If I can get that in there, just hook it in front so you can see it ratchets, so I don't have all that mess hanging out. And then I just hook it up here in the front, and then you just obviously just ratchet it down like a typical ratchet strap, and they work great. But what's really cool about it is the way that it releases. It's super easy to release. You just lift it to a 90 degree and it just pops loose, and it's super easy. So, like, you know, not your typical ratchet strap where you gotta fight with it, and you gotta pull the lever and to reach all the way back, and you gotta get the thing to open all the way up and that whole deal, and then, you know, pull on it and get it to pop and release. These things are fantastic. You just tighten it down, and it's good and solid. They rode up there the whole time, and then pop. That's it. It's that easy. One more thing I want to show you about these ratchet straps is the length of them. One of them is 10 foot. So it's pretty good, plenty long enough. You can see how nice it retracts. And then the other is 6 foot. So they come in a couple different lengths, and you can get them with the standard hook or the clipping hook. And one thing I would like to see come with it, I think maybe you can get these straps from Strapinno as well. They didn't come with our set, but what they do is you can just, if you need to loop it around something, you can just pull it through and then clip onto that and hook it down. So I think they may sell those. We'll have to double check and order some of those. We don't get any commission on these. We're just giving it a good plug and review because we like it. They work great, so there's nothing there as far as that goes. So that's just want to show you the length on that, and let's get back to it.
Even I can do it.
Yeah, and that's because Carla always struggles with the old style ratchet straps that we've been using, so we're really super excited about this. And I really love that it has these little latches on there, so that you know it's not going anywhere. There's no way it can come off. If your cargo moves, you know, that way you know your strap's not going to get loose and fall off. It's still going to be hooked on no matter what. So you can get that. Strapinno sells both kinds with the lock deal, clasp, I don't know what you call it, and or without. And they also sent us just a couple of traditional style straps as well, but these ratcheting ones with the retractable cord, it's fantastic. So that's what we're using. So that's our rundown on what we use to strap down the camper, tow a trailer, our hitch setup, what we use to haul our four-wheelers, strap that stuff down, and so far it's working great.
We'll put the links below.
Yeah, we'll put all the links below. If you're interested in any of that stuff, or you got any questions, we'll be glad to try to help you out. We're not experts at this. We're just showing you what we use. I know there's probably a ton of different options out there, and I'm sure some of you are more experienced than we are at pulling trailers and truck campers and all that. But so far this has been working great. So hopefully this video will help some of you out there. So until next time, we'll see you on Runaway Roses. Bye bye.